Hello students, in previous video we have already started how cookie works inside ASP.NET website. So here we are created one cookie value, and here we are retrieved that cookie value. Then also we have seen how a cookie value expired by giving the particular date and time. Now in this video we see how we can store the user ID and password inside cookie, so that in next time there is no need to give the user ID password. So we go towards the login page, and inside login, where is my login page? Here I am adding one remember me checkbox, and here inside text property of this checkbox I am giving remember me. So there is no need to give once again the user ID and password. If this checkbox is selected, then this user ID and password we need to store inside cookie. So whenever user logged in, then he or she may be directly redirected to the home page, and there is no need to give the credentials. So here if checkbox 1 dot check property is true, then we need to store the cookie values. Response dot cookies of user name dot value is equal to text box 1 dot text, and response dot I am setting direct values, but you need to encrypt it and then store, because we know inside cookie we see all the values directly. So for security reason you need to encrypt first and then store inside the cookies. I am not encrypted here. So whenever user clicks on checkbox, that particular checkbox, we are saving the text box 1 and 2 values. These are the username and password values inside the cookies, and then what we need to do, whenever page is loaded, when page is loaded, we need to store the role also. I am not redirecting according to the role here. I am directly redirecting. You may code like that. If the user role is this and that, then according to you need to redirect. So I am not redirecting according to the role here. I am simple code here. I am coding here as if there is already username and password stored inside that particular cookie, then we are redirecting towards the home page. Then whenever page is loaded, if already cookie values are present as username and password, then there is no need to give the credentials and click on login. We are directly going towards the login page, directly going towards the home page, and there is no need to give the login ID and password. So here we are checking if request dot cookies of user name is not equal to null, and a request dot cookies of pwd is also not equal to null, then we are directly redirecting response dot redirect to home page, means default.aspx page. Directly we are redirecting. There is no need to give any credentials. So here we are first running login page. Here we are first running the login page. Now here I am clicking on AR and giving the credentials and click on login page. So I'm going towards this default.aspx. Now if I log out, then again we are redirecting towards the login page. Now what happens? Again I am giving the credentials and log in. Now I am not logged out, but if I close this browser and open once again, and if I run the page, then there is no any username, because the session is a different session is created here. Now if I log out and give the credentials as and click on remember me, this time I am clicking on remember me. So these user ID and password now are stored inside the cookie, and if I go towards the login, then we are redirecting towards the welcome AR in this way. Now if I go once again the login page, or I'm copying this URL, and if I go towards the login page, see what happens? I am redirecting towards the login page, but we are not redirecting towards the login page, but we are directly come into the default.aspx, because our credentials are stored. Okay, our credentials are stored inside the cookies. See, I am closing this browser and opening once again, and I am going towards the login page. So here, whenever the session expired, we need to give the credentials once again. Now here I am logged out and redirecting towards the login page, but our code are redirected towards the default.aspx, and we are not redirecting towards the login page. Here what happens? If I go to the login page, we are redirecting towards the default.aspx directly, and we are not going towards the login page, because inside cookie there is cookie values. Username and password is present inside the cookie. So we are taking the values from cookie. So there is no need to give the user ID and password once again. So here is our username and here is our password. So I am clicking on remember me, so my username and password is stored here. If I close this browser and open once again, and if I go towards the login page, see what happens. First time only we are seeing the login page. Here, see, only one cookie is present. So whenever we close our browser, that cookie is expired. So whenever we close that particular browser, our cookie value is expired. That's why whenever we open a new browser, then we need to give the credentials. Okay, we need to give the credentials. Now here we see three values are stored inside this cookie. Now username is Ramesh and password is again Ramesh. Now if I going towards the login page once again without closing the browser, if I going towards the login page, then we are redirecting towards the default.asp. Okay, because we are storing the values inside cookie. So whenever or as the cookies are present inside this cookies, browser cookies, then there is no need to give the login ID and password. But when we close the browser, that cookie values are expired. So at that time we need to give the login ID and password. Okay, if I close this browser and open once again, and if I go towards the login page, then we need to give the credentials because cookie values are expired. Now if I give Archana and there is invalid username and password because we are doing this such functionality. And if I click on login, then what happens? We are going towards the login page, but now credentials are stored, so we are redirecting towards the default.asp. But username is not displayed here. Some session variable value problem may be there, so username is not displayed here. So in this way we can store the username and password values inside the cookie, and where our cookie values are stored inside browser settings. See cookies and site permission, then cookie site data, see all cookies, and search your website cookie. So here there is session ID, password and username. So here username is Archana and password is also Archana. So Archana username is not present in database, so we are not seeing this username, that particular username. So in this way we may use cookie in our website, cookie values in our website. Cookies are not secure because we can, or any user can see the cookie values by seeing the browser setting and easily see the cookie values. So it is not more secure than the session or than the server state management. So we can store the cookie values. If we want to store some values inside the client machine, then we can go to through this cookie concept. So see you in next video. Thank you.